Hello, and welcome to the follow-up scene for our previous scene in Shadows over DC venue. We had a Seeker and Unicorn Wizard went and killed some spider creature with the help of some of Seeker's zombies. And our scene picks up today with Seeker outside of the warehouse, Unicorn Wizard and Arden Masters exiting the building. So you guys can state what you're doing.
See, Unicorn Wizard is just kind of holding the dude up and dragging him out pretty much.
Okay.
I guess Seeker's gonna be looking a little fearfully at the building, since she's like freaked out to go in there now.
Yeah.
But then she'll look over towards Unicorn Wizard and just kind of arch an eyebrow at him dragging the dude out.
I'll just kind of say, I'm not very strong, and this was the easiest way. Also, the thing is gone. I don't know if it's dead, but it turned into a bunch of spiders, and they all started just kind of scurrying away.
Okay. Do you mind laying him on the ground so I can check and see if he's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And she'll walk over and see if like he's okay and if he's got a concussion or anything, and let me roll my int miss and quick thing.
Dun 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 dun.
Two successes.
So he appears to have like a little bit of a concussion from what you can tell, but nothing minor. He has no bites or anything on him.
Okay. She'll take off her jacket and just kind of prop his head up with it and stand up and look at Unicorn Wizard and say, he's got a minor concussion. He'll be okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's not dead or anything. Do you mind doing me a favor?
What's up?
Did any of my zombies make it out?
They didn't, right, Joey?
One of them did. The tanky one, if I believe so. Yes.
Oh, shit. And then she'll remember that the spell that I'm thinking of only works for... Actually, hold on. There's a specific spell that I want to use, and I can't remember if it dealt with ghosts or fucking zombies. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so it deals with ghosts. She'll say, okay, that's good. Because he'll start rotting and are the zombies' clothes torn in any way? Because she doesn't want, this obviously dead-looking dude kind of out here on the street.
And it shambles out. It's pretty much the same as when you found it in the or as when you got it out of the morgue. So
Yeah. She'll walk over and just kind of like, does it have a jacket?
yes.
Okay, well, she'll just kind of lift the hood on top of it and kind of, pull the strings and then zip it up so it looks, just like some weird edgy dude. And she'll turn to Unicorn Wizard and say, we should probably do something about those ghosts, in all honesty, but the thing is that, for some reason I am now really afraid of going back in that building. And it's kind of pissing me off. But at the same time, I don't know what's in there, and it kind of scares me.
That's fair. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about dealing with ghosts.
Well, I gave you Death Sight. So if I call a ghost and arm it with a spell, can you go in with it and make sure it does what I asked?
Sure.
Okay.
Add a character. Don't forget that you guys also have the talismans that let you see into the spirit world.
Yeah, so we can see the Twilight and the Umbra.
Mhm.
She'll say, okay, awesome. Basically, what it is I'm going to use a spell that allows me to manipulate basically what the Twilight is made out of, and then I'm going to give that spell to a ghost, and then I'm going to ask the ghost to go in there and see if it can free the other ghosts again. I just need you to make sure that it doesn't like get caught up as well, because if so, then I need to stop sending ghosts.
Gotcha.
Thank you. You're really helpful. You're really cool. And I'm sorry if I feel if like I'm kind of doing everything. Like if you have any ideas too, feel free, because I don't want to like dominate the whole thing.
I mean, this is not really my field of expertise, so
Okay. And then I'll use call ghost.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Who are you gonna call? Not Ghostbusters.
Hopefully not, because you're one of them.
Okay. So it doesn't work. See her do all her stuff. Then she just kind of looks around when the ghost doesn't come. She'll take some time, do it again, this time using high speech. And her magical tool, which I still need to describe, but I will do that later because I completely forgot the specifics. It's made out of bone, though. Whatever it is, it's clearly made out of bone.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
hey.
Okay.
Ends the
So,
Oh, oops.
let's roll 2 more.
Okay, so just
Okay.
5 successes.
All right. So, what appears out of the gloom of the twilight? A ghost that's dark. It's got no mouth and fingers. It just kind of hovers in front of a seeker.
She'll smile, roll right at it, and wave and say, "Hello."
Called us.
I did. I'm sorry to bother you, but could you do me a little thing real fast? It shouldn't take you too long.
I will.
Thank you.
Promise me something.
She'll kind of narrow her eyes. It depends on what it is.
I need warm.
Warmth.
Yes. It whispers.
Is that your way of telling me you want me to send somebody into the twilight so you can hug it?
I require warmth, is all it says.
And how do you think I will provide that? If I will provide that.
I do not care. I need warmth.
I will see what I can do, but I cannot say that I can promise you this. In a few hours, I will do a ritual. I will go into the twilight, and you can shake my hand or something. But that is the best of any sort of warmth that I can think of.
Its fingers kind of, do you know how the flexing sort of wave motion a few times?
Yeah.
Very well.
Okay. And I know how you guys can get sometimes. I know the cravings for, touching is because all humans, want to have that comforting touch occasionally, but you got to keep it don't get creepy.
Its fingers just do the flexing wave again.
She'll just kind of shrug because she knows what she's about to ask it to go do could mean it gets swept as well. So she ain't gonna. Yeah. So I'm gonna do arm no, I gotta cast the spell first and then do Arm Ghost. So what I'm gonna do is sculpt Ephemera, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna place it on the Ghost Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna use Magical Tool, High Speech, because, why not?
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 successes for that. And I'm gonna do Arm Ghost.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 successes for Sculpt Ephemera, 4 successes for Arm Ghost. So the
And
Ghost...
2 rerolls.
Oh, I didn't even... Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, just 4 successes.
Okay, so you're able to infuse its spell.
Okay.
And it looks at you.
She'll say, okay, what I need you to do is I need you to follow this man right here. Follow him, and he will lead you to where you need to go. There are going to be ghosts webbed to the wall. I need you to try and pull the webbing away. If at any time that you feel or the webs make any move towards you, get out. Now, you only have enough of the spell for 1 ghost or so. Pull the ghost out, bring it with you back to me. Is that understood?
It nods and waves its fingers.
Thank you. Now, and she'll turn to Unicorn Wizard and say, okay, if you feel it's safe to go back in there, because I don't know, this place is creeping me out. I don't get creeped out a lot, but anyway, that's not the point. If you could lead him there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. They'll start heading in.
So the ghost you still have Death Sight on. You see the ghost follow you, and when it enters, it kind of drifts over because it doesn't have feet. It drifts over to one of the. Feel it reach out to, or you see it reach out to kind of touch one of the webs. Then it pulls its hand back, and it hisses, and then it grabs the web as the web starts turning black and just decaying, and this decay travels along the line. It takes about 5 minutes, but it slowly just erodes and decays all of the webs. And then it grabs one of the ghosts and starts heading back towards Seeker.
The Corn Wizard moonwalks back out.
Since he's moonwalking out, when she sees that, Seeker will start clapping. Sick moves, dude.
Thank you.
By the way,
Same thanks.
while they were inside, Arden Masters woke up. He's kind of annoyed that he didn't get to see the fight, but he's meditating. When Unicorn Wizard and the creature emerge.
Okay. As soon as he woke up, Gerald probably, if Gerald wasn't pushed away, probably climbed back on him. But instead of sitting on his shoulder, he is now perched on the guy's head.
He won't do anything.
Okay. Yeah, and then Seeker will put her jacket back on because she had used it to, let his head up. And then when they come back out, she'll say, "Oh, perfect. So did it work?" I mean, obviously it worked. It was a stupid question. Never mind.
They were not of the twilight. I cleansed it.
What do you mean they weren't of the twilight? That's where ghosts reside. And occasional spirits and other creatures. We're not going to talk about the other creatures. I don't like those other creatures. What are you talking about? Like the webs were in the Umbra or something?
The webs were in all places.
Oh, see, if they were in all places, does that mean when Seeker and them walked in, were they in the physical realm as well?
Yes, but you guys just couldn't see them.
Okay. She'll nod and say, "Huh. Okay. If you can cleanse them, and I have a feeling this is going to come up later on, do you mind telling me your name, so that when need be, and these webs appear again, that I may call upon your service?"
I am known as a Shadowborn. Call one of us. Answer. As it starts drifting off with the ghost in hand.
She'll wait. I do need to still speak to that ghost. And if you want that favor, you're also going to have to stay here because I'm not about to wander in the twilight looking for you.
It stops, hovers in place for a bit, then slowly descends back down to where Seeker is. Seeker and Unicorn Wizard.
Thank you. And she'll turn to the ghost and say, "How did you get there?"
The ghost is it's the ghost of a small teenage boy. Looks to be probably 16, 17. But he's very, very small. Well, there's a few of us. We were using that warehouse to hide in, right? There was a lot of people that would go in there, and it was warm. And then we noticed that the people were disappearing. So we tried looking across the gauntlet to see. We tried looking into the flesh world, and that was when it caught us.
She'll look a little confused. She'll nod and say, the weird spider-like humanoid thing, correct? Or was it something else that grabbed you?"
The boy nods. It was the spider thing.
Did it ever speak to you and tell you of any other locations where it did this?
He shakes his head. It didn't. It just took us. It ate a few of us, but it didn't speak to us.
It was probably gathering power then. Your essence fed it. Is there anything else that you can tell me?
The boy kind of thinks for a moment and then shakes his head. No, we didn't expect it either, and we didn't see anything other than that.
Okay. Go. You're free to go, but I would ask that you tell any of your friends about this. And do try not to get caught again. And as a favor to me, if this ever happens again or you hear rumors of this happening anywhere else, if you can come and speak to me, I would much appreciate it.
The boy nods.
Does it look like his corpus is damaged?
No.
Okay. So I'm not going to offer to heal him then. Okay.
And he will drift off. And at that point, your phone starts ringing, Unicorn Wizard.
You will answer.
It's Essie, the Free Council Archmage, or not Archmage, Master. He says, Unicorn Wizard, are you guys at the warehouse? Oh, Tiger froze.
I crashed.
Okay. Which did you catch before you dropped?
It's Essie.
Yes. Okay. So she says, Unicorn Wizard, house yet?
Yeah, I made it here. Got attacked by some giant spider-like thing. Arden almost got eaten or something, but he didn't. He's got a little bit of a concussion, but I mean, we're okay. Some weird stuff, honestly, in there. So,
She says, "All right, well, come back to the meeting place. One of the werewolves is here, and he says he has information."
okay. He's actually gonna go back in like after the call's ended and take a picture of the porta potty, like one from the outside and one from the inside, so you can check out what they're dealing with or looking at.
Okie dokie. To do that very easily.
And then he will walk back
And then
up.
I presume.
Oh,
sorry.
I was trying to figure, I guess I wants to go back. There's a werewolf or something that supposedly has more information.
A werewolf.
Yeah.
Always wanted to meet one of them.
So, great.
And yeah, so I assume you guys head back. Okay. So you guys reach the meeting place. You're able to head inside, head in the back. Waiting in the back is Essie. She has a man with her. We find the picture. He's taller than she is, with dark hair and storm blue eyes. And he turns as you guys walk in.
Knew it.
Smiles very friendly, in a very friendly way. There's actually a legitimate reason.
Gonna look at him and ask, werewolf?
And he replies in a very obvious Scottish accent. Hey, that should be correct, lad.
He'll not look at Seeker, point at him and say, they're wolf.
Seeker, because obsession supernatural creatures, will like walk right up to him and just be like, "Hello."
Well, hello there, lass. You seem a wee bit excitable, don't you?
Well, I mean, you're the first of your kind that I've ever met. Like, you guys are really cool. Can you really like shift into ring of rah and like you get all fuzzy and stuff too?
He chuckles. Aye, we can do that, but it's not something we show off in polite company, he says as he winks at her.
Well, I mean, I'm not polite. I don't know about unicorn wizard.
He's just shaking his head.
He chuckles again. Aye, maybe some other time.
That'd be really cool.
He nods. As I understand that you guys are having a problem with something.
She'll
Yeah,
nod.
this is weird spider thing.
His brow furrows. Did it, was it putting webs everywhere?
Yeah, it was just gonna try, instead of like refresh me, and then whenever I managed to either kill it or scare it off, exploded into a bunch of spiders and scuttled off.
He crosses his arms. It's a type of spirit creature called an Aslu. Next time you hear about something like that happening, you got to burn the place down, because if even one of those spiders made it out, it'll reform eventually.
Good to know. I splashed a bunch of the spiders, if that helps.
He shrugs. One soul.
Seeker's gonna lean up and try to whisper in his ear and say, "Do you guys really turn into werewolves during the full moon?"
He just chuckles, and Essie, who's standing nearby, just kind of gently pulls Seeker away.
Seeker looks upset.
She's got like, you know, that grip that your mom would have when you're in the store and you keep wanting to go off and look at the candy, but she wants to get groceries.
Oh my god, is it that grip of "you better sit your ass here, I'm gonna whoop your ass when we get home"?
Kinda. It's a full-on mom grip.
Seeker, who is already a pretty small girl at like 5'1", will kind of look over at Essie, kind of pout and cross her arms over her chest and say, "Look, they're really cool, okay? I've never met one."
Well, that may be, but you can talk later. I'm sure Mr. Garrett here has a lot of things he's supposed to be doing back in werewolf territory.
I was kind of pout.
Oh, sorry.
And then she'll look over at Garrett and say, "Okay, since I suppose I can't ask any questions like that," she'll kind of glance over at Essie and say, I guess you should know that, I don't exactly know what he did, and I've never heard of anything like a Shadowborn before. I've heard of shadow people who are very, very malevolent spirits you don't want to deal with. But he called himself a Shadowborn, or it called himself a Shadowborn. And he said he cleansed the webs that this thing did, and that they were across all realms.
He kind of strokes his chin. Well, I know that they tend to use their webs to close off the spirit realms from, but I've never heard of this Shadowborn creature.
Actually, I should have done this earlier. Can I roll like intelligence, occult, to see if I
Yes,
know
you may.
anything about Shadowborn? Because how much?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, 3 successes.
Okay. You've heard about them? They're a type of like spirit that lives in the twilight, but they're not very often heard of, and they don't often interact with the Moros.
She'll nod and just kind of say, "Okay, I take it back. I just remembered a little bit about them. I must have had like a mind block or something." I mean, then again, it was very kind of true why I wouldn't know about them. They're a weird type of spirit that don't really deal with the Moros a lot. I don't really know why he called my summons, but it was really cool. Anyway, and I know how to call them now, so I'll probably have to interact with them a lot more. Cleanse these webs things, and I have to actually go in the twilight and fulfill a promise to the dude. But that's a whole nother thing. We're not going to talk about that. But yeah, they're a spirit. I don't deal with spirits. Do you know anything about spirits?
I know a little bit, not a lot though, but I can see if one of my packmates knows a bit about it.
You guys travel in packs? Ooh.
He kind of chuckles. That we do.
I'll ever throw like parties?
He kind of looks at her a bit weirdly. I mean, from time to time.
I'll nod and say, "Okay." It's not seem weird. It's just I really like supernatural creatures and learning about them. You know, each and every different kind of community has this amazing, fantastical lore and a bunch of whole other stuff. I just, sorry.
He chuckles. Hey, it's no problem, lass. It's no problem. And he takes out a little cell phone. Well, not cell phone, like a piece of paper, and writes down a number, hands it to Essie. If you guys need to get in contact with me again, that's my number. if we can help with something like this again, we'll see what we can do. If nobody else says anything, I'll bid you goodbye, and he will head out. The moment he's out the door, she sighs and like puts her hands on her hips. Takes her little little jacket, puts it back with her hands on her hips, and you see a pistol on her side. She sighs. It's always very interesting meeting one of those.
Can you invite him over again? I'll bring food.
She gets this look on her face. Not quite exasperation, but kind of, oh boy. Says, here's a compromise. Next time we have a council meeting, I'll take you with.
Yes.
She kind of chuckles.
And Seeker will look over to Unicorn Wizard and say, "Hey, you want to come into the Twilight with me?"
Is it safe?
There will be a long pause, and she will say, "Of course, I'll be around." Ish, yeah, I'll be okay.
He's just kind of narrowing his eyes, like, I guess.
She'll give him a thumbs up and just say, just kind of be careful, because some powers, like life and everything, don't work in there. So you just kind of want to be like really careful. Don't talk to anything. Do not, for the love of God, make any promises or favors to anything in there. And I'm not sure about the kind of ghosts around here, since I'm kind of newly acquainted and I haven't spent a lot of time in the Twilight. But some of the ghosts can get a little touchy because, every human, when they're lonely enough, they kind of crave human contact. So you just want to be a little careful.
Do forces work there?
Give him a thumbs up. Say, it'll be really cool.
Okay, sure, why not?
Okay, it's going to take me a couple hours to create the portal, though, so...
So Essie kind of from beside you guys goes, why don't you hold off the trip into the Twilight for a couple of days? Let Arden rest, and then he can accompany you guys in case you need someone to protect you. Mantine arrows, after all.
Seeker will kind of look over and place her hands on her hips and try to make herself look taller and say, I can take care of myself in the Twilight. Smile really wide.
And Essie will smile even wider and say, but both of you have had a long night, and you need some rest, especially if you're going to be opening a portal.
Well, you do put up a good point, but the thing is, she'll kind of rub her head, rear up the back of her head and say, to kind of learn that this thing was a Shadowborn, I kind of made a promise that if it told me what it was so I could call on it later, I'd go into the Twilight so I could shake its hand because it said it wanted warmth.
She narrows her eyes a little.
I know what I'm doing.
Come with me. And she walks off.
She'll kind of, look to Unicorn Wizard and just kind of say, come on, we're going on an adventure.
He'll look at Essie, like, trying to make sure it's not a private discussion or whatever that she's trying to have.
She won't even look back. She'll just gesture. Just make a come hither, gesture with her hand for them to follow.
They'll follow them.
So she takes you guys into even further back into the into the building. and up a flight of stairs, and you emerge in what looks like a lab straight out of a science fiction movie. There's beakers everywhere bubbling. There's high-tech looking computers. There's what you can only assume are, experiments everywhere. And she leads you guys to a big circular, it's like massive, probably 2 people tall, right to almost touching the roof of not the roof, the ceiling. And it's got these symbols etched around the edge. It's a circle, so it's these symbols etched at it with a second ring along the outside. And it's sunk slightly into the floor. And it's got a little ramp going up. And she walks over to a little control panel and starts. This control panel is like a circular device that's on a nearby table. Buttons on it. She seems very intent. You guys have a little bit to talk while she's doing that.
This is weird.
What are you talking about? This is amazing. I've been wanting to get a lab like this in my sanctum forever now. Never leaving.
I don't think that's true. I honestly don't. Not the first part, the last part. First part I can totally believe.
Oh, never leaving? I mean, Essie will probably kick me out. You guys are free council, and I'm just a mystagogue. So, yeah. This is so cool. I've been wanting an alchemical lab. They're so useful.
After a moment, Essie calls it. We might want to stand back a bit as she presses another button, and this explosion of energy comes out, stops, like mid-motion, and then zips back into the circle, which has a now like glassy blue undulating surface there. Comes over and says, "You can go out. Don't go more than 5-10 feet out. Stay
Why not?
open. Because if you do, we might lose track of you. Our sensors can only go so far in the twilight."
I mean, I could probably just... Okay. I'm not gonna argue. She'll give some thumbs up.
She nods, picks up 2 pistols from a nearby table and hands them over. If it gets uppity, use these for a while. So they're a bit experimental, but they should work. They should.
Seeker looks down at the gun. It's kind of obvious she's never held one before because she's holding it completely wrong. Still, she's not stupid enough to point the barrel at her face. It's she's seen enough movies that it's kind of pointed towards the ground. She'll just kind of say,
These, by the way, these look like military P90 models, but bulkier with extra attachments on them.
She'll look at it for a little bit, and then she'll just hand it over to Unicorn Wizard.
Yes, he has 2 now. He has 2.
Yeah, I don't know how to use those, and I don't like guns, and I don't like shooting ghosts because I could just kind of control them. So, yeah.
That's fair.
And besides, they might get upset if if they carry a gun, because it's kind of like, oh, you think I'm gonna hurt you because you just kind of like came into my home, and yeah, okay. Yeah. And she's just kind of quietly mumbles to herself. It's a whole bunch of gibberish and nonsense, because it's very obvious that she just kind of talks shit ton. She'll walk through the portal.
Okay, so when you walk through, there's this moment of like, kind of that feeling right before you kind of vertigo, and then you're standing in the twilight. You are on what appears to be a hollow, like a building with the sides stripped off, a decayed reflection of the building you're in. You guys are on the 2nd floor. And there behind you is just this large undulating circle of the same substance.
Seeker looks really happy because she loves the Twilight, and she'll just say, "Ah, it's so pretty, isn't it?"
Jace is just kind of looking around. Yeah, kinda, I guess.
Then she'll just say, yo, Shadowborn, dude, you out there?
You just feel this cold, like, finger, this cold hand just lay itself on her shoulder and said, and she hears, "You're looking the wrong way."
What do you mean wrong way?
It's kind of like it's on your left shoulder. He goes, "I'm on your left."
I mean, okay, it's good to know that you weren't on my right and doing that whole trick where I have to turn, like, 180 degrees to actually see you. She'll turn to her left. Say, sup?
It just does the finger wave.
She'll just kind of stick her hand out for a handshake.
It reaches out and it just does the two-handed handshake, and it just holds her hand for, like it's moving. It's just holding her hand on and on and on.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't look too creeped out, and she doesn't mind it holding your hand. She's just like, so, you mind telling me a little bit more about yourself and your kind? I know you guys don't really deal with my kind too much, so it's a little, my bad, Joy. So it's a little curious as to why you actually answered my summons, because I was just calling out for a ghost, and then you showed up. And I was like, oh, boy.
You're the guardian. Something was disrupting the twilight. Censored.
Oh. Okay. That's a good point. Well, is there a specific reason as to why your kind doesn't deal with mine very often?
You're living.
Okay, you have a good point there too. But I know, like, at least myself, and there has to be a couple other Moros out there who, enjoy walks in the twilight, long walks in the twilight. Of course, we have to kind of occasionally get the hell out of there really quickly. So it isn't as if, it's too uncommon. And I'm certain some Moros have called before. It's just that you guys don't like Moros particularly, or is it because we're living impaired? We're not living impaired, that's like undead, but because we're living.
It just waves its finger. Well, it kind of like undulates its fingers while holding her hand still. The of the Son of the Tide. Unless you harm them, we do not answer.
Oh.
They are not our concern.
Okay. I mean, you seem like a pretty cool and chill thing. So, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind talking to you again later or something. I like to keep myself on good relations with all the little, things around. Because you never know when you might need some help or friends.
Its fingers undulate again. If you need help with the usurper, we will help.
The usurper?
The ones trying to isolate us.
Why are they trying to isolate you?
Old hatreds.
You need some help with that? Like fighting them?
They are in the living world.
Do you mean like the seers?
It undulates its fingers again. The creature you fought and its kind.
Oh. Okay. She'll look over to Unicorn Wizard and say, okay, if we see those things again, we gotta beat them up.
Alright.
And with her free hand, she'll give him a thumbs up and a really big smile. And say, I mean, do you have anything to ask it? I mean, it's pretty cool.
I'll just point out for Tiger, this thing does radiate like energy.
Okay.
Like as a more or a Elbermost, you can kind of pick up on that because it's very opposed to what you normally deal with.
Gotcha. Do you know generally like where they might places we could avoid if we're not ready to fight them?
They are everywhere. They hide. Do not know how to find them.
Gotcha. I can't really think of anything else.
Okay.
But then, sorry.
Oh, my bad. She was just gonna say, okay.
Then it kind of undulates its hands and slides backwards and then starts drifting off.
She'll wave goodbye and say, hope to see you again. Have a good one. Don't get hurt. Drive safe.
It doesn't. It doesn't respond.
She'll just kind of, look very happy and clasp her hands behind her back and say, well, that was fun. Anything else? Or, is there anything you want to do in the Twilight? Like, be introduced to anybody or talk to some ghosts or something? I could call up, family members. Or I could try to call up some family members. If they have ghosts. Occasionally those ghosts aren't created, and then you have to use time and a whole bunch of stuff. But, I mean, if you want, I could try.
I think all my family's alive and I can't think of anyone else anytime. To talk to, I should say.
Okay. Well, after you, and she'll kind of point to the portal.
He'll walk back through.
Okay.
We'll follow.
You guys have that same feeling of vertigo, and then you are back in the lab. And Essie is sitting at one of the tables, scribbling on something. She looks up as you guys come through. Ah, good, I can shut it down. She walks out, taps a few buttons, and it turns off, and the portal turns off. She says, "Your obligations?"
I didn't quite catch that. I just heard obligations. What else did she say? Sorry.
Oh, good. She asked if you guys fulfilled your obligations.
She'll nod and say, we had a really long handshake. And we talked a bit more. How do you get that portal to work, by the way? Normally you need, Moros with some decent, magic skill, and then you just kind of flip a switch. So do you have, is it powered by ghosts? Do you have, ghosts with the spell? Use that, or?
She kind of chuckles. Now that one is a trade secret, I'm afraid.
Okay, that I can completely understand. because it's not like, and she'll just kind of chuckle and say, ah, Mysterium. And yeah.
She'll kind of lead you guys back out of the lab. Well, now I am afraid I do have to insist that you guys go home and get some rest. If there are more of these things in the city, you might be needed to hunt down more of them if possible. And if they make their presence known again.
She'll nod. And then she'll just kind of get a sly smile on her face and say, Gerald says goodbye, by the way, and he likes your hair.
She smiles. Tell him I said goodbye.
And his head will just kind of pop out of Seeker's pocket.
Essie will wave, and she'll lead you guys back to the entrance where it's actually like a law office. And she'll wave goodbye as she kind of.
When they're out of the building, Seeker will kind of look over to Unicorn Wizard and say, oh, you seem like a pretty cool dude. You want to like trade numbers in case like one of us ever gets in trouble again or needs some help or something like that?
That sounds good. He'll pull out his phone.
She'll do the same, and I guess, yeah. Gerald likes your name, by the way. He thinks it's kind of funny, but wonders why you don't have a horn.
All things in time. Things in time.
She'll nod. Okay. Well, have a good one. Thanks for killing the thing. Sorry I wasn't very helpful. Would you like to keep the zombie? Because I just remembered that thing's been following us around the entire time.
Probably wouldn't be a good idea, honestly. I have neighbors.
She'll look over and, to the thing and say, well, I mean, he shouldn't rot all of that fast.
But he'll still rot. And therein lies the issue.
True. Should rot a little bit every 2 days. But I get what you're saying. Okay, I'll take it home with me. It seems like a cool dude. I mean, if you ever need a zombie or, to talk to somebody, just let me know. I like to make myself helpful. And if you know anyone else who needs some help, just let me know.
Okay. If you need someone to blast things, I guess, or look at magic stuff.
She'll give him a thumbs up.
All right. So you guys, as you part your ways and head back to your respective homes, the city of DC seems a little bit quieter. Such a large city can never be quiet. And with that, we end our scene. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and stay tuned for more.